One more impression video for you guys while I have a little bit more time. This one is for doing the Clone Troopers, specifically D. Bradley Baker's version of the clones from Star Wars, The Clone Wars, Rebels, and all the animated series and projects he's been a part of. Uh, so a good one for this one, you've got to get down uh, that kind of rasp that every clone has. And what's really great about doing the clone voice is you'll notice if you listen to very closely to each clone trooper that D. Bradley Baker voices in the series, each of them has something a little bit different with their voice to kind of distinguish them. And so it's a great template to work off of, just this base clone template I'm going to show you. Um, excuse me. Um, so I think the first thing to do is get down the rasp. And what I do is, if you've practiced ever just like warming up your voice for if you're going to be singing or you're going to be giving a speech later, you know that it's very important to get warmed up. And the way I get warmed up for doing the clone voice is
I close off my voice as much as I can first. I sound like a smoker. I should be in those anti-smoking ads.
um, sorry. Um, and then what I do is I just kind of play around with that for a little bit. Again, if you're doing this around people, they're gonna give you weird looks. You're gonna sound stupid, but don't mind them. You're doing something you enjoy. You're practicing learning a new skill. So
I do that. And then I kind of take it down a little bit deeper. Right about here.
And if it kind of helps, you can kind of play around with your jaw or with your head movements. Turning your head a certain way will alter how the voice comes out. If I turn my head this way, you notice it gets a little bit kind of strained. Uh,
So, I kind of get down the New Zealand accent or the kind of quasi Australian accent that D. Bradley Baker has.
and then kind of
Play around with that rasp a bit too.
and then just kind of slowly ease up on it. Going all out
Like with this.
is just a good way to kind of stretch out the muscles, your vocal cords. And it makes it easier over time to kind of just
Slide into the voice. So what I do when I'm voicing a clone trooper, like I lost my train of thought. Damn it, the war's gotten to me.
uh what I do is I just kind of keep practicing, just
Kind of tightening up and then releasing, and tightening up and then releasing. And so then, when I finally think that I've got it down, I throw in the accent.
and again, like with Obi-Wan,
You might have the voice down, you might have the accent down, but you've got to have the inflections. The clone troopers, especially Rex, are very intense and very direct. So, if I'm saying a line as Rex, like, get ready to turn those clankers into scrap metal.
then I want to be very intense. But there's also times where Rex is very solemn, like when he's talking to Ezra, saying,
The war left its scars on all of us. Some of us more than others.
you can kind of soften up your voice a little bit. And this is one of those voices that when you're first learning how to do, it can kind of strain your voice. So don't overdo it. You don't want to hurt yourself. Um, and when doing any of these voices, if you, at any point you feel your voice starting to give out or you start feeling tired, take a break, go drink some water or some tea. I like to have a little bit of tea with some honey in it. Anything like honey or a cough drop or anything like that helps. And this is going to sound gross, but it kind of helps with the mucus that builds up in the back of your throat that's necessary to keep a good voice. And it almost puts a coating on it that kind of not only soothes a sore throat, but also helps you get back into the action sooner rather than later. And so with the clone trooper voice, I found this one was a little easier for me to do than Obi-Wan when I first started, mainly because it is such a distinct voice, but it's also one that fits with my vocal registry pretty easily. So again,
Close off the back of your throat. That's an easy way to start, and then just slowly let it go. Then when you think you have a good level of rasp in your voice, that's when you throw in the accent. And the New Zealand / Australian whatever accent is not a very difficult one to learn, but it's one you want to get exactly right.
And that's another thing. Listen to the Clone Troopers. Like if they say words like, we would say exactly, they'd say
Exactly. Exactly.
that's a good one to say. Again, find phrases from the Clone Troopers you like. I like the
Get ready to turn those clankers into scrap metal.
that's just a fun phrase to say. But those are my tips for doing the clone voice.
Close off, do the rasp, kind of loosen it up just a little bit, add in the accent, and you're good to go. Now, go out there and do your best for the Republic.
So be sure to subscribe to Concordia Jedi. Said subscribe. Be sure to subscribe to Concordia Jedi. Hit the notification bell for more updates. If you guys want more of these videos on how I do different impressions, let me know. Give me an impression you'd like me to try or whatever, and I'll see what I can do. So have a great day. May the Force be with you.